Some fighters win titles, a few become legends, but only one man became the greatest.
I am the greatest.
Muhammad Ali wasn't just a boxer. He was a once-in-a-lifetime phenomenon, an athlete, a poet, a hero. Ali was full of charisma, confidence, and courage.
I can admit my own fault, and my only fault is I don't realize how great I really am.
He danced where others stumbled. He spoke where others stayed silent. And when the lights were the brightest, when the challenge looked too big, Ali stepped forward, never back. He didn't take easy fights. He didn't pad his record. Ali chased the monsters, the men others feared. Champions with knockout power, unbeaten streaks, and reputations built on destruction. Ali faced all of them, and he didn't just survive. He reinvented the game. He beat them with speed, with smarts, with soul. He turned every fight into a story, every punch into a piece of history. In a sport built on violence, Ali found rhythm. In moments of pressure, he found poetry.
The greatest short poem of all time. Me, we.
And in the face of doubt, he found a way to prove, not just to the world, but to time itself, that greatness isn't just about power. It's about heart. It's about vision. It's about daring to be more than anyone believes you can be. This is the story of how Muhammad Ali took on the scariest man in boxing and walked away as the greatest of all time. Before the world knew him as the greatest, he was just Cassius Clay, 22 years old, full of energy, confidence, and loud opinions.
If you like to lose your money, be a fool and bet on Sonny.
He talked big, moved fast, and made headlines with his mouth long before he threw a single punch.
The man to beat me haven't been born yet.
And now, he was about to face Sonny Liston, the scariest man in boxing. Liston wasn't just the champ. He was absolutely terrifying. Built like a tank, stone-faced, cold. He didn't smile. He didn't joke. He just knocked people out. Fast. He had crushed the legendary Floyd Patterson not once, but twice. Both times in the first round. People weren't asking if he'd beat Ali. They were asking how fast. Most thought Ali wouldn't make it past round 3.
It's always won with fists and not with mouth talk. I take Liston to win by the 5th round.
But Ali couldn't have cared less about the opinions of his doubters. He wasn't worried. He didn't just believe he could win. He knew it. And he made sure everyone else heard about it too.
Beat him like I'm his daddy.
I saw Sonny Liston a few days ago, Cassius.
Ain't he ugly?
He taunted Liston at every turn, called him the big ugly bear, shouted at him during press conferences, and showed up at the weigh-in yelling that he was the greatest, mocking Liston as slow, stiff, and scared.
40 years old is a day, and you don't belong in the ring with Cassius Clay.
Most people thought he was losing his mind, but Ali wasn't just talking trash. He was playing chess while everyone else was watching checkers. He was getting in Liston's head.
This will be the biggest upset in all fighting history, and this will be the easiest fight of my life.
Then came the night that would make Ali legendary. Everyone expected a quick, brutal knockout, just like all of Liston's other fights. But the second the bell rang, it was clear. This wasn't going to be like anything anyone had seen before. Ali came out dancing, light on his feet, hands low, moving like a welterweight in a heavyweight's body. He popped the jab, slipped punches, spun off the ropes. Liston kept lunging forward, but he couldn't land anything clean. Then, suddenly, Ali's eyes started to burn. Something, maybe a substance from Liston's gloves, had gotten in his eyes. He couldn't see. But Ali had worked too hard to quit. He entered the next round and kept boxing. He fought almost blind for a few rounds, dancing, dodging, somehow staying on his feet. And then, his vision came back. When it did, everything changed. Ali went back to work, sharp jabs, clean combinations, total control. Liston looked confused, slower, frustrated. By the end of round 6, he looked done. And then, the moment no one saw coming, when the bell rang for round 7, Liston stayed in his corner. He didn't get up. He quit. Just like that, Muhammad Ali was the heavyweight champion of the world. And in his legendary post-fight interview, he declared with unshakable confidence,
I must be the greatest.
the loud kid nobody believed in had just taken down the most feared man in boxing.
I shook up the world. I shook up the world.
the world would never look at boxing, or Muhammad Ali, the same way again. After shocking the world in their first fight, Muhammad Ali stood on top of the boxing world.
Think so. All right, tell us this. All right, Cash.
Young, undefeated, and louder than ever. But not everyone was convinced. Some thought Liston had quit. Others believed the fight was rigged. Either way, the world demanded a rematch.
I should be in tip-top condition to retire the bear this time.
And Sonny Liston wanted to settle the score. But this time things were different. Cassius Clay was gone. He was now Muhammad Ali.
And I'm no longer Clay, I'm no longer a slave, so now I'm Muhammad Ali.
A new name, a new identity. But what hadn't changed were his incredible boxing skills. When the bell rang for the rematch, Ali was focused, locked in. He came out light on his feet, moving with confidence, circling Liston, flicking quick jabs, dancing in and out of range. Liston tried to cut off the ring, tried to walk him down, but Ali's movement made him look lost, like he was chasing shadows. And then it happened. About a minute and a half into the first round, Ali threw a quick right hand, sharp, clean, fast. But it didn't look like much. No wind-up, no drama, just a short snapping right over the top, and Liston went down. He hit the canvas, rolled onto his back, and lay there. Ali didn't even go to a neutral corner. Instead, he stood over him, shouting, "Get up and fight, sucker!" Referee Jersey Joe Walcott looked unsure what to do. The count was delayed. Ringside officials were confused. It was messy. For a moment, it almost looked like Liston was acting when he tried to get up. Eventually, Liston stood. Ali followed up with a combination until the referee stepped in to stop the fight. The punch, nearly invisible in real time, was later called the Phantom Punch. In slow motion, you could see it clearly. A perfectly timed counterpunch that landed flush on the chin. Technically sound, devastatingly accurate. Still, fans were divided. Had Liston taken a dive? But Ali had nothing to do with the chaos. He had done his job, and he'd done it perfectly. He was now the undisputed king of boxing. And at that moment, Muhammad Ali looked absolutely untouchable. The two fights between Muhammad Ali and Sonny Liston weren't just about boxing, they were about so much more. These weren't just two men in a ring, they represented two completely different worlds. Liston was the fearsome champion, silent and menacing, a symbol of raw power and the old way of doing things. Ali, on the other hand, was young, loud, charismatic, and completely unafraid to speak his mind. He wasn't just fast and skilled, he was bold, poetic, and unapologetically himself. When Ali faced Liston, it wasn't just about winning a title. It was about redefining what a champion could be. He flipped the script, brought showmanship, intelligence, and swagger into a sport that had rarely seen anything like him. Ali didn't just win, he shook up the world, exactly like he said he would. And in doing so, he became more than a boxer. He became a legend. He became the greatest of all time.